Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. So today we are going to start working on our entry for JS13K for this year. A bit late, because I was still away on holiday when the jam started, but luckily this jam is running for a month. So I've done some thinking. But I still haven't figured out what I'm going to build this year. So that's what I'll be working on today. Trying to figure out what to do. So let's just go to the desktop and go from there. So if you don't know what the JS13K Game Jam is, it's a game jam where you need to build a game. Of course, that's the whole idea of a game jam. But then you're going to build the game in a 13 kilobyte size limit in a zipped file. And why do I like this game jam so much? It has this WebXR category. And the fun thing about this is that you can use A-Frame, Babylon, 3JS or Play Canvas. And they don't count towards your 13 kilobytes. Technically you can build a game without it, without a framework, and I did that a few years back. But it's way easier to build something without having that limit. And last year I used Babylon.js. And I have used Play Canvas in the past. Well, actually, I have used A-Frame in the past too. I think I've used A-Frame on one of the first game jams. But I think I'm going with A-Frame again this year, just to spice things up a little. I haven't used A-Frame in a very long time, since most of my WebXR development is done with Wonderland engine. Unfortunately, for this jam, Wonderland engine cannot be compressed into a 30 kilobyte zip file. Basically just how the editor works and how the editor optimizes everything. So we're going with A-Frame. I did manage to set up a little project already, just to get things going. Just copied some things over from my project from last year. And the nice thing is, if I remember correctly, I can just do a build watch. Was it build watch? Yeah, I think it was build watch. No, I did not do build watch. It's build. I copied everything, but I only need build. I have made this little build tool last year. So it uses ESBuild for building the TypeScript to JavaScript. I'm using TypeScript again. I don't think I've ever used TypeScript with A-Frame, so that will be new as well. But I can just... oh wait, I already did things. Stop. Yeah. Do an npm run build. And this automatically spins up a little server. We can start it. It's just a demo A-Frame project. And this should also write to the console. Yeah. So I know everything is working. And as a bonus, what I can do is, if I would change anything, let me do that. So I make a change off screen. When I save, it automatically refreshes. So that's pretty neat. And that's built in such a way that is automatically removed when we build for production. just uses a flag and changes some settings. I had some issues with actually getting this to work correctly, so A-frame is not bundled. I do have, I think, yeah. So I have IntelliSense on A-frame and such, so that's pretty neat. But A-frame is not bundled in the file itself, so if it's bundled, literally this is the bundle. It's not the bundle, this is the bundle. I think this is the production build. I have A-frame here, and that's just to make things easier for myself. I need to remove this in the end. But then, back to the main challenge for today. Getting an idea. Let me check the notes. Yeah, it's not needed. I copied all my notes into this file. So I just wrote down some thoughts I had, and up until half an hour ago, I had two ideas. One was a rebuild of the original Alley Cat game. Let me quickly show you what that looks like. It's basically this game, and there's all kinds of mini games. I'm not going to go into the mini games, but my idea was to kind of recreate this screen in VR. And let's see if there is a video of this game. So I'm not sure if this works running YouTube in YouTube stream. Yes. So you basically have to go into the windows, not get caught by other cats and dogs, and jump up. And then when a window opens, you have to enter and you go in. But I thought there was also something sometimes. The cat meter. I thought you can also get hit by things that were thrown at you. Fish game, yeah. I've played this so much. There. See? That there's a can being thrown from the window. I'm not going to this, but this window opens and a can is thrown out. Now, the idea that I had was to reverse it. You are the one that's throwing stuff at that little cat. So we recreate this kind of view. There's a cat that's jumping around, that's trying to, I don't know, just dodge your can or whatever stuff you throw at it, and then you throw stuff at the cat. In my mind, this game was already looking a bit better than it actually did. I thought there was more contrast in the background, and but if we can manage to somehow create something like this in VR. And I was thinking of even doing the colors in VR. So we're just going the CGA color route with the magenta, the white, and the cyan. But maybe we can spice it up a little bit, make it a bit better by adding some dithering or something. Oh, one sec. Okay. I just realized I hit the wrong button. Huh. Sorry about that. It should... I needed to have... No, not this button. Huh. Panic in the house. Anyway. We'll cut that out in post. No worries. So yeah, I was thinking of adding some dithering effects. I did that in the shader as well. So I think we can make it look a bit better. But maybe the idea is to keep the CGA look and feel into here. I think that will be really fun. That's one idea. The other idea I had... Oh, I always write down some challenges. The elegant idea is I have no idea how to throw things in A-frame. And I did look into it a little bit. And it's really easy if you use 2 other libraries. And that's something we can do. So that means we have to build our own physics for throwing. That is not that hard. I think I even did that in the past to do things, but yeah. The other idea was based on my thought. Hey Squaries, welcome. The other idea I had was based on the idea that one thing that works really well in VR is shooting. If you have a controller, it already feels like a gun. So you can shoot. So then I was thinking Black Cat, Black Ops, and then mix that. Now the funny thing is that cod is also like a fish. So that makes that a little bit funny. But I also had Call of Duty. A funny variation on Call of Duty. And I think I have some notes somewhere. I couldn't find them. I have a whole list of those kinds of... I think for Cat I have also a couple of those things. Just make a shooter in the style of Rainbow Siege. Now, there's an extra bonus thing you might do on top of the jam this year. And that is make it multiplayer. And then I was like, okay, imagine having a multiplayer VR game. Rainbow Siege style. In 13 kilobytes. That would be epic. Completely amazing. But 13 kilobytes is not a lot. So, yeah. Just shooting mice in a house or something. That was the basic idea. And while running through the house, in Rainbow Siege you have to, I think, dismantle a bomb or protect the bomb. But maybe we can do something else. Like the mice have blocked your catnip supply. I don't know. And you have to get that back or something. Just... Now for the game jam, if you can create a game that is playable for 5 to 10 minutes, I think that would be the limit. If we can make a shooting game that will be fun for 5 to 10 minutes, I think we're solid. And then maybe we can build this into a real game later. But the main challenge with this is how to create a level. I know from last year that creating the level is so hard. You cannot use any graphics. So let me just pull up the code from last year. So this is, we can move this out of the way. So this is what I did last year. It's, even though it's SaaS component, this is my own component-based system I've used. This is basically the whole scene is built from cubes that are created in a mesh, and really have to think about how I did this. Let me just, I think we can run it. VM run build. That's probably going to crash, yeah, because the other one is still running. And it's just using the same port. So let me just run this. So this is generating a maze, and I think I wrote, this is the maze that it generated. And based on that maze, you have like corridors. And in this, it was a haunted, so it's a haunted hotel. And you have to get away from those ghosts. Ghosts. Now, there are some doors, the textures, everything is really, really small and tough to do. But this already has a maze generator, so maybe I can use a similar way of creating a house based on a maze like this. That was one of my ideas. But it's still very, 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 very small. Doesn't want to show images anymore today. For some reason, I just have a lot of issues with VS Code in the past 2 hours. Nothing seems to work anymore. Things crash. That's always when you do a live stream, things start to go wrong. Maybe we can just open it up here. So these are images that are used in the game. So this is some wood, this is some sort of tile. Oh, this is the atlas. These are the textures that are actually used in the game eventually. So there's a door, an elevated door, exit 13. These images are the stored version of the generated images. This way I can just model things out and make things work, look good. And then in the code, there is a piece that generates textures. And that's just based on something. A library called TTT. I forgot what it stands for. Turbo Tiny Textures or something. By the way, if you are building a game for JS13K. Oh, it's not in here. I was hoping that it would show it here. So all libraries, all things you can use for games or tools or tutorials are in the resources section, which is really, really, really cool. And I thought that texture thing was in here too. I probably have it. Oh, Tiny Texture Tumblr. That's the name of the thing. And I think... this person made some amazing things. Let me see where it is. Interesting. So there is actually an editor. Let's go to GitHub and see if it's in here. Here it is. There's probably a link to the editor too. So these are images that are created. This is based for a 13 kilobyte Quake. That's right. Quake. Quake in 13 kilobytes. I mean, how insane do you want it? Insane. Anyway, it's a tool. And I think you can just take this array, drop it in there, and there you have all the textures in the game. And these are all based on mathematical things and just add noise, you add an embossing, you take the previous texture or a previous texture. That's interesting. So you can take, you have this one, you can say, well, I have a previous texture, index 0, and then we draw this image on top of that. So we have a painting in the hallway. Let me turn down the music a bit. I'm not sure if it's too loud for you too, but for me it's too loud right now. But that's basically the texture editor. And I think we need to use something like that this time around too. Now I might have scaled this up quite a bit. Interesting. So these are some of the textures, and these are 32 by 32 pixels. And that's just a string, and you store this string in your code. Well, and of course that little library, that TTT. But this is pretty small. It's nothing. I modified it slightly. I think I might have, or didn't even. Oh, in this case I didn't even modify it. I sometimes modify things a little bit to make changes. But I didn't even do that in this case. And then I write it down that I changed it. Cool. So this is what we're going to use for textures. But how many textures can we create with it? This one, audio. One of the things that's nice with Babylon is that it has an audio thing built in, so you can just create stuff in a buffer and then pass it into Babylon. I'm not sure if 3JS has audio built in, but oh yeah. I copied the AI from Pac-Man into this game last year. It's the Blinky and the Pinky and the other ones. Yeah. Funny. I forgot. Anyway, that was last year. But that's for the textures. And textures is one of the hard things to do. But textures are doable. To make the level interesting, I need to fill it with furniture. Besides having enemy AI, and I was thinking, what would make it a black cat? Well, I can somehow maybe model a cute cat paw that holds a gun, or I was thinking maybe just create a paw and add a gun laser pointer thing on top of the paw and do something with it. So, but you have to have cat paws instead of hands in VR. That's we need to have that in this one. And maybe if we do the parkour one, another idea I had, just running and jumping from rooftop to rooftop to rooftop, you have to have paws too. That's just a thing. You cannot have a VR game about a black cat without having paws. But furniture will be really, really hard. Now I was thinking, and I think it's even on Kenny. Kenny has a tool. Tools. And that's Kenny shape. Do I have it installed? I have it, but Kenny... No, not in here. And you create models pretty easily by adding numbers. Now I don't know how I could make a chair with this. But I mean, if we can somehow... It's an array of numbers, right? It's a depth and a color, basically 2 numbers. But these numbers are very, very small. So we can even say every byte. The first 4 bits are the depth and the other 4 bits are the color. Let me quickly check if I have this installed. I think I have. Probably an old version. Yeah, it's from 2023. Not sure if it even works still. And my computer is having issues, so I don't even know if anything is going to work today. I think I double clicked it. I just do another enter to make sure it's opening. I don't think it's working today. Probably just too old to... It's just slow. Okay. Now we have it twice, I think. Yeah, let's close one. So this is a tool, and we can say I want 32 by 32. Now we have a grid of 32 by 32, and we can just add colors. You know what? Let's create a new one and make it really small. Don't save. 16 by 16. Now we have... well, let's just do a thing there. Can we see this? Yeah, we can see it as a model. We can add depth. I'm not sure what this is. Does it do anything? So we can do 5, and now it has a thickness of 5. So this is 5 depth. So what if we can make something like this, and maybe even just have a shader figure this out? Now, there is one more thing that this has. And that is that it can do other shapes too. So I'm not sure. Can we mirror this? No, we cannot. I think we can mirror it. Vertical mirror. Oh, now it mirrors the thing we draw. That's not what I meant. I was looking for this tile, but then flipped. Anyway, do it like this. But it's rounded. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. Oh, I can make it stretch. Well, it's rounded anyway. So technically, we could add features like that, or make it just have 2 options, straight and diagonal, instead of just a... So this is something I was thinking of, and just based on one map. Or we can do something similar, and just base it on numbers, but make it 3-dimensional. So these are just the colors. So we have a color 1 in the corner here. I cannot draw in the corner. Let's have a 1 in the corner here, and then a 2, a color 2 there. So these are all color 2, and then a color 1. And then we make it into layers. But say if we want to have it 16 by 16, we can say, well, it's only 4 by 4, and then we mirror it. Or we mirror it twice or 3 times. So then we only have a few bytes and a library type thing that would render things. I wonder if, say we want to turn this into a chair, right? So let's remove some pieces here. And let's, well, this cannot be a chair. This way. But wait, what if we do it like this? Now it doesn't have a depth, but if we just give it a depth of 6. Or 5. Can we get away with just do this as a chair? Can we make furniture like this? And we can even make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, would this be good enough for the models? If this would be good enough for the models, we can make a very, very tiny 3D voxel engine. Is there a JS tiny voxel engine? Someone did voxels. Fetty, welcome. How are you doing? I mean, the code doesn't look that big. It's actually, it even has a raycast in the voxel engine. I'm doing great. I just got back from vacation and completely rested. I'm trying to get back into coding, and we're just starting JS13K for this year. Oh man, how hard would it be to adapt this? I mean, yes, almost. Well, to be honest, I've been reading a book about procedural generation. So it's, yeah. I cannot step away completely from coding. And I dreamt about coding, and I was thinking about a lot of things and voxels and oh man, can we do this? I mean, it's an MIT license, so we can just copy the code. We can just take this file, move the copyright license into the file and go from there. We have to modify it, but it's basically this class that I'm interested in. And this is probably doing crazy stuff with world generation and those kind of things. I'm not interested in that. I'm just interested in using this and then use it to create furniture. Tiny furniture. Just writing a few bits and then have a chair and a fridge and, I don't know, a couch and a TV. Oh, thanks, man. So cool. Just procedural generation. We do need to have one. There's one little tiny. I mean, this is not. I'm always amazed about these kind of things. This is not a WebXR game. This is someone that built a voxel engine into a 13 kilobyte zip file. And then build a game with it. I mean, that's insane. And then had enough room for some music. Let's just have a look at this game. I want to see it now. There's probably a link here to the game. Oh, I have it probably still. I don't have it open. Is there a link here? Python server, blah 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 blah. Efficient compression tool. Nah, there's probably a link here to play it. Let's click attack. Let me stop this music for a second. Evil Megacorp. Doesn't take over the internet, you must stop them. I mean, 13 kilobytes, right? This is so cool. Oh, something I really want to do about when the jam is over is just go in and play the games. There's stairs as well and the multiple floors. Oh man, look at that. Are these little enemies? Oh boy, now we're dead. Ah, the theme was 404, I think. Oh no, you died. I died. Well, but this is the game. I lost my mouse. There we go. But this has a voxel engine in it. And it's open source, so we can just how do we say that in a nice way? We can draw inspiration from it. No, I have never had a PS1. Actually, never had any PS. I was an Xbox player. I don't know, I think I can just look it up. We had this open already. Jackie Chan. It's muted, so let's just... Yeah, I love this style. I mean, this is the kind of style I love to do in my games, in my VR games. Well, not completely, with the way the textures and cubes are all slightly deformed and stuff, but the pixelated style, I love it. This looks so cool. Yeah. I think we need to, I think we need to do the Call of Duty one. The Cat on Duty, what did we... Claw of Duty. So maybe maybe with maybe we can adapt the voxel engine. Would someone be flattered if we would reuse a voxel engine? I wonder, would I be flattered if someone would take my code and do something with it? Yeah, I think I would. That's why it's open source, right? Just checking if we're not getting starter. I don't want to get in the way of a JS13K 2025 game. Mini book. A starter template. I mean, this is... Oh, this is based on the starter template, yeah. Man. I can just ask, that's right, I can just ask. On the other hand, it's people are forking each other's entries anyway. Oh wait, 1 sec. There we go. I accidentally closed the chat. I need to be careful. I don't close OBS by accident. Yeah, this is so cool. I think we might just do that. I found it through the resources, I think. Right? Oh, the post-mortem. I think it was through the post-mortem. Post-mortem, yeah. But this is a different game. 2019. Oh, so there's a lot of progress into that voxel game. Yeah, it's busy. Well, I have not streamed a lot. So yeah, I just stopped streaming a year and a half ago, and tried it a few times, but I things were weird and started to feel like I didn't enjoy it anymore. But then I think I just figured around last month I should go and stream again. Just do it. Just screw it. So I did a few lunch streams. And then now I just want to stream this as much as possible. But yeah, things have changed a lot since back then. I love this. Yeah, I am okay. I am okay. A bit older and those kind of things. I have to wear glasses now, otherwise I cannot see the screen anymore. Those kind of things, but I will. Switch jobs. Then since that last stream, no, when I was streaming on Twitch still, I was still on my previous job. Yeah. I actually work for Wonderland Engine now. I basically help clients work with the engine, work on building the frame, the I thought I saw that. I wasn't really 100% sure it was you. Oh yeah. I try to help people on a Discord channel. I try to help clients with their games, porting some games over from other engines. I did 2 games. Well, one game almost completely from Unity, and did a part of another game also from Unity, and I'm looking into porting some stuff from Unreal Engine right now, which is crazy. I've never done much with Unreal Engine, and now I'm trying to export and do crazy things, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm not working on Wonderland Engine itself, but yeah, I still think it's the best engine. But now we're doing A-frame, which is also fun. And there's a lot of overlap. Yes. It runs well. I mean, define website, right? With a default template, you have a index.html file, and you can modify that whatever you want. And basically, it's the same as with A-frame. You render to a canvas. You need to load some JavaScript, and you can integrate it into anything you want. If you want to have a database in the backend to do things and communicate with your 3D, that's doable. It's just JavaScript. It just runs in the browser, and rendering happens client side, which is pretty cool. But it's just a website, basically. You can do anything you want. If it runs in a website, you can do it. Technically. There are challenges, of course. You have scope and those kind of things. But if you want a component to talk to a database, you can do that. if you have multiple, I'm not sure if I ever done multiple renderings in one, but you can do a portfolio if you have if you want to do a portfolio in VR, you need to link to different parts of your website, but those are all pages basically. I mean, it's web and JavaScript, but because the way it's optimized with WebAssembly and binary files and those kind of things, it's not doable in 13 kilobytes. Otherwise, I would be doing Wonderland in 13 kilobytes, but I think we need to go with the go with this mini punk. So cool. What's FBO? Frame buffer object wrapper. I mean, this is a complete render engine itself in 13 kilobytes too. This stuff is crazy. I mean, should we just do an experiment and see if we can just copy this file over and make it render in Three.js? I mean, it's tricky because it's JS. I love that this has even a raycast in it. This buffer set render. So you basically have to modify this. Build buffers. Back 3 from values. Buffer set add quad. What is a buffer set? Yeah, see, here it goes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And there is some things in here to make life easier. And we just have to map this to Three.js. Just oh, this is different. This creates a voxelized model based on something else. That's not what I was looking for. But I mean, there's probably someone that did. Yeah, this is not going to work. We cannot load complex 3D models and then voxelize it. And I'm not sure if creating box geometry will be... But it's not that hard to generate the geometry itself. I mean, this is my own voxel engine in Wonderland engine. I mean, this is way more complex than but I was thinking about this also doesn't do any optimization. So what often happens in a voxel engine is that if you have a lot of same voxels next to each other, you don't need to have all the internal vertices. You often can just optimize those away, and that would lower the amount of vertices quite dramatically. But with a small engine like this, we don't need to do that. But one thing you might want to optimize is removing all internal faces. So if you have a 3x3 cube of voxels, you don't need to have anything that's inside there. And that, but on the other hand, for 13 kilobytes, yeah, normally only the outside renders. So that's something I did here, I think. And this is roughly based on how Minecraft renders voxels. And then I rebuild it, and I rebuild it again, and then I rebuild it again. So it's way too complicated. It has a similar raycast than the other code. That's something that's funny. But this is doable too. So instead of using this buffer set, the code is even documented, man. Yeah, you are thinking what I'm thinking. I wonder if we need... It feels bad borrowing this code. But it's for science, yes. Errors. Okay, I named it TS, so you get errors when you do that. But so that's something I want to do anyway. Just change it to TS. Browser. So that's something I need to do. But man, if we can do the voxel stuff, that would be incredibly cool. Now in here there's a lot of stuff loaded. So we get a lot of errors again, but let's make sure we copy the license. Wait a second. Did we already AIify this? I can't remember seeing imports around. Damn. Why? I don't need. Damn it. I don't need AI. I don't need to AIify this that fast. There we go. No AIification until. Yeah, I tapped it. You have to be very, very, very careful nowadays with just touching your keyboard. Okay. I just want to include a link to. So. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. And that's how I'm. I don't know. I'm adding something like this and then I document what I've changed. Yeah. But the buffer set is something I'm going to ignore for a second. I need to remove the errors here. Okay, get tile color is something we probably won't need because I'm going to do things different. This data. Yeah. I need to export the class and I need to declare these. Almost done. New buffer set. Okay, we need to export the buffer set. Export buffer set. And for now, I think I'm just going to comment as much as possible. Just so we can uncomment slowly. I mean, I don't really need to have an add cube and those kind of things probably, because I want to create the scene in a different way. Okay, no errors in the buffer set. So now I can import the buffer set. Cannot find static draw. I don't really care. New buffer set. Right? Create color. I'm skipping that. What do we have here? Add the skybox. No. I'm not sure what this does, so I'm going to delete it. I'm going to command it. Update buffers. Okay. Raycast. Tricky one. If we're going to go all in on voxels, we need the raycast. But I basically want to use this as an easy way to generate meshes. But technically, I think I even had it in my thoughts here. Yeah. Shooting. So you play as a cat, right? So a cat is how high? 30 centimeters above the ground. So you play in a house where you stand, where your camera is 30 centimeters above the ground. So you can walk below a chair, but you cannot walk through the what's it called with a chair? The legs of the chair, right? You cannot shoot through the legs of the chair, but you can shoot under the chair. So how I'm going to detect if you hit the leg of a chair or the leg of a table, or you... So I might even need to have that. If we're going the voxel route, we might need to have to add that in and keep that in. So for now, we're just going to keep it in. But we don't have any errors anymore. Nice. Save. Oh, I just created errors. How did that... Signum. What is Signum? What's Signum? What is this? Getting Copilot ready. Don't overthink it. Yeah, that's what that... Just ignore it. Just run through the legs, shoot through the legs. That's probably easiest. I'm probably faster. Not. Took too long to get ready. So that's also something that's happening since today. Issues with Copilot. There's probably some math or generics thing in here. It's shared. Oh, the sign. Try turning it on and off again. I just did, actually. To be really... I did it so fast you didn't even notice. No, There was an update. I just in here. I just updated and it refreshed in the background. So technically, I just restarted it. That's probably the reason why it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't have any models anymore. This also changes all the time. I'm just going to remove it. Don't want that. Do I get models back? Nope. We don't have models. Hello. Getting Copilot ready. Copilot is almost ready. I'm not sure what's happening with this. I have never had this before. And I've been using Copilot for a long time now. But the nice thing about Visual Studio Code is that it's really fast in reloading. Still don't have any models. What happened? Am I signed out or something? Oh, here, configure models. No. Oh, modes. I mean, this is something new. I've never had this before. No, I cannot work anymore. Copilot is not working. Ah. It's been a long time since I worked without Copilot. Ask Rosie. Good idea. I forgot to start Rosie. Sorry. Rosie. I don't think I've started Rosie since my vacation, so it's probably going to take a while. And then show all my private keys and stuff. Anyway, this is a positive or negative value based on that. It's not rocket science, right? It's just if I just do this and then do up here, probably. Where's a nice place to drop this in? Function there, export class, function here, save. Now we have it. Vec3, we don't have Vec3s. Now we don't have a face. We do this? Not a Vec3, but it's something. Mod. Why do you want to have a method called mod? Wow, Rosie's taking a long time to load today. Mod. What? Is this different than the normal modulus? Mod. No. Save mod. It's a save mod. Oh, this is not correct. Oh, we need to do X, Y, Z probably. Yeah. We're probably just doing this all for nothing anyway. Save. Okay. There's Rosie coming. Let me move this out of the way. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. What's this? Get an error. Just give me 1 sec. I'm still here. I'm not going away. I just. This. Yeah. I just don't want to share my screen for 1 second because I need to authorize stuff and I don't want anyone to be leaking. I think we have Rosie up and running. Ah. Yep. Now I wonder. Can I do this? This will be the most amazing thing. That's if ChatGPT is not working, but Rosie GPT is working. Let's repeat that question. Let's repeat that question. Let's see if it is. Can you explain what this code does? I wonder if it's working. I'm not sure because things are not started in the correct way. No, I don't think that the... So normally... Okay, I'm going to try this again. But I'm going to... request in progress, yes. I'm going to restart VS Code real quick. Oh yeah, and now it's working. Yeah, of course. Of course. But okay, but I mean, it is Rosie, right? Oh no. Yeah, I need to figure that out. Yes. Which is actually kind of ironic because it's also using similar models. I think she's using GPT 4.1.2. But we use Rosie GPT, that's better. For now we just use Rosie GPT. Unfortunately, because I'm not a MVP anymore, the voice stuff is broken right now. That's too bad. Well, actually, so but what's actually, let me explain what's actually happening. It's the same as typing through the editor. I have Signum selected, so it's what basically happens is that I use WebSockets to communicate between Visual Studio and Rosie. It was already implemented. I could send stuff from code, from VS Code to Rosie. And I use the same pattern to just send stuff and then send the result back. That's basically what's happening. And that's why I needed to restart Visual Studio Code, because Rosie has to be running first, otherwise the WebSocket is not available. And then things don't work. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. It works, and that's something that's really awesome. Without seeing the actual code, yeah. Well, let's say I don't have the code. Can you create an implementation for me to fit the syntax used in this selection. I wonder if she can do edits too. That would be really, really... Oh, no, 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 no. Stuff broke. So, I think... So let me show you. I think I can do this. I can show this. I get an error. There's an API key missing. Which is weird. But I think somehow it wants to call into a tool or something. So code generation doesn't really work. Anyway, we're back with VS Code now, so we can just do the normal things. New chat. But we have the signum, we have everything working. Hello component. Now let's go all in. Yes, that's probably it. I forgot to say please. I wasn't too... I don't normally do that. I'm always hesitant if she would become conscious and would actually try to take over the world and kill all human units. Let's see how far we can take this. In this file, I had to comment a lot of code because it gave errors. I don't want to use WebGL directly. Can you modify the commented code so that it uses 3JS? Now there's one thing I forgot, but it doesn't really matter, we can do this anyway. Cool. Let me know if the first integration needs help. No, we're just going to select this and we're going to do this button. Beep, 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 beep. It's a complete rewrite of the whole thing, I guess. Keep. So my changes. Converted to TypeScript, that's a good one. To TypeScript. Changed to 3JS. Okay, let's close this for a second. Two triangles, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Voxel engine gives an error now. Because render or scene is not provided. We need to provide a scene, okay? What is a scene? A 3 scene. Okay, we can do that. Import 3 from A-frame. That's what we did, right? Oh, yeah, we can do that. I think. Okay. Now let's do one more thing. Can you add something to this file so that it uses the voxel engine and renders some voxels. I am using A-frame though. We're just going to vibe code our way out of it. Yep, let's do it. Apply. Oh no, we have errors. Engine get mesh. This is a possible undefined, so we're going to ignore it. Voxel mesh. Okay, we don't have a get mesh function. Let's keep this. Right, we don't have a get mesh. No, we don't have a, where's the file? We don't have a get mesh function in voxel engine. What should that look like? Okay. Here's how it works. Okay, can you add that, please? There we go. Okay, save. I think we fixed the error. Amazing. npm run build. Enter. No errors. Is there stuff in here now? Ooh. There's a whole lot of stuff in here now. Normal map, displacement map, emissive map. I think we included 3GS now. So, but I think we can ignore that because it's in the A-frame, technically. So we need to go to our build script, I think. Is it then just 3? I think we need to restart this now. Otherwise, the build file doesn't get picked. Buffer set. Yeah, now we don't have 3 in there anymore. Now we only have our code. Cool. Can we look this up in the browser now? Do we have a voxel? Does anyone see a voxel? There could be a voxel in here somewhere. Oh, we have errors. Voxel errors. Cannot use import statement outside a model. That's interesting. I don't even have my index loaded. There is no index loaded. Is there an import? Oh, there's an import here. Why? Because I need to make that change in another place. That is the JS config, TS config, this one. I need to specify in here that types are 3. Save. I think. If I now look at the JS, there is still an import here. Does this need to restart? No. Okay, if we just delete this for now. I just want to see it work. If it works, then we can go from there. Refresh. Errors. Oh. I cannot refresh it. If I refresh it, it immediately adds that line again. Oh, AI, help me. This import is not needed because it is coming from a frame. How can I specify to ES build or PS that this line can be omitted or whatever you write that? These types of things is what I like about Copilot most. It's funny that you can generate code, but I'd rather write it myself most often. No, we don't need to have editor settings. No, the line is added. Needs what do I need to change there? Also do not want to import 3. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Never mind. I think this is correct, but it also needs to be removed from this because if it's here, but we don't know what 3 is. That's probably because no. Is that automatically? To GPT-5? Yeah, we can't go all the way to 5. 5 wasn't really working for me earlier. But I don't have that global right now, so I don't think we need to have that global thing. Why do we get this error? Node next is right. Does it need to be uppercase or something? No, next. I think it really wants to have it like this. Damn. Okay. We don't have the types for 3. Maybe, and that's what I think that needs to be done, is that we just need to do something like this. So I don't really want to do it like this, because then I would lose all kinds of intelligence stuff. Oh man, I was about to stream for an hour. It's almost 2 hours already. We still have this error. But it is in the types now. Yeah, well, it is not case sensitive for A-frame. I mean, is A-frame? I thought it was in here. Let's make this 3 and then just check. Error 3. I mean, A-frame is depending on 3JS. You cannot have A-frame without 3JS. New 3. Right? But the question is 3JS completely included? Or, and that's probably what's happening, I thought it would just work. That's the crazy thing. Control R, JS13K, JS13. I have not opened it. Oh. Open folder. I have a lot of JS13Ks here. 2020, I think. A-frame 3. I was just wondering if you can do, if you need to do A-frame dot 3, but it's just 3. Here I create geometry 2. This just works. But this is TypeScript, JavaScript. Cannot find namespace 3. I don't want this. Let's repeat the question and ask GPT-5. Maybe that works. Or we get an error. Wait, it's gone. There is no ambient package name 3. Keep only A-frame here. Okay, makes sense. Okay, we just have to go this way then. Types. And then we do... global.d.ts. No, it's this that I want to prevent, but maybe it's a combination of things. No, it still wants to import 3 from A-frame. It is global d.ts, right? Global with an S. That's probably the issue then. Save. Go in here. No. Just make sure it's included via a types root. Let's say types root. Is that a thing we need to add here? Oh, but now... No, I need to... edit here. This works. And this still doesn't. And technically this doesn't either. So why? This is an interesting one. Why? Cannot find namespace 3. Const 3. Type of import blah 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 blah. Why does it work in components and not in my library folder? It's not that it's referenced here. Is it in my build? Oh, but build file is not used. I'm just going to ignore it. The error is gone. Show me the voxel. Voxel, 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 voxel. Is it inside the sphere? No. Okay, I'm going to delete the other stuff. No. I'm just going to delete everything for now. I'm not sure if it does actually render a voxel. We do have an engine with data. Lots and 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 lots of data. Like millions of data. Wait. I have an idea. I just remember A-frame has an inspector. But it doesn't work. Well, I think since it's about time for me to go to bed, I'm just going to leave it at this for today. We made progress. I don't have anything to render. It's not VR yet. But I think this is the way to go. And I'm pretty sure I can get this to work somehow. I mean, it places something somewhere, right? Oh, and I have this weird... I hate this stuff. I don't like things that do not work. I mean, how do I know if it's empty? Do we ever get here? No, everything is empty. Ha! Yeah. Well... I already found it. There is nothing in the data. We need to add a tile. How do I add a tile? Tiles empty, continue, get tile color, delete. How do I add a tile? I need to have a voxel. I need to add a voxel. Get cube, set cube. V is the tile type. Okay, I'm just going to call engine dot set cube. And you 1 1 1 1. I don't care. So now there's a cube, right? Do we have a cube now? Is there something in the scene? If there is, I mean, I don't think so. Because we didn't hit the breakpoint I was hoping to hit. Or did I remove the breakpoint? That's also possible. Um, there is at least one tile somewhere. I don't see it. I mean, did we give it a material? So this is what I mean by AI-driven development. It just sucks because I have no idea what's happening. Position a color. Add quad. Color is a number. Okay. I need to go to bed, but I want to fix this. So set cube data get index is V. But we give it something 1. What's 1? I mean, we have tile empty. Can we just do dark grass? No, but this we had this create color. I'm already talking if I wrote the engine. See, it's creating numbers, big numbers. So these are the numbers that are in there, right? I have errors. Oh, it's the three stuff. So this like this. Nope. Oh, it converts the color to RGB. We don't add quads. We don't add cubes. Huh. So build buffers. That is empty. So it doesn't. Okay. So normally it would just do this too. Is that something that is broken because we broke it, or is it something that's just not in here for now because it's just not in here for now? So this adds the is the optimized thing. No. Oh, there is a oh, it's a oh, wait. Wait. We just why? Why? Why is this working? And this isn't. It's not a correct type or something, I think. Anywho, we do get a color now, which means we at least add a quad somewhere. Oh. Oh, I saw something. There is a cube. It's black, but that's because it's not really black. It's blackish, but that's because I did something stupid here. We're inside it. It's funny that it's not completely black. It's just shiny black. It's a weird cube. So, our black cat. We're done. We're done. We have a VR game with a black cat. So, with that, I'm going to end the stream. I'm just going to go here for a second. Betty, thank you very much for hanging out today. And anyone else that was silent in the chat, I'm pretty sure there are millions of people there. I would like to thank you all for watching. And if all goes well, I'm probably streaming again tomorrow. I want to stream as much as possible of building this this game. So I will be back pretty soon. And with that, I'm just going to thank you all for watching. And hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.